Let's see what I got. I haven't seen this before. So yes, I went on a blind date on Valentine's Day. Blind date book, whatever it's called. I picked up this one, Whoa Nelly. You know what it's giving? It's giving Falling in Love, that Netflix movie. So my original thoughts, I read 40 pages of the book. It's pretty thin. I felt like it's a little slow. It's kind of dry. And since this bookstore is like a bookstore and wine shop, it's giving like a Sauvignon Blanc. So if you like a Sauvignon Blanc, this is perfect for you. But I'm like a more of a Chenin Blanc or Chardonnay type of girl. So it's a little dry for my taste. I will continue reading this book, see how it's going. Didn't realize I would bring in another book to February, but here we are. And I'm actually, since it's Valentine's Day, doing fun things for myself. I'm checking out another bookstore, Spectator Books. It's an indie bookshop. They always have all the books I like especially sci-fi and Black authored books. Maybe I could also pick up some of my fired pottery pieces and I can show you, but we'll see. All right, let's see. Okay, I'm back. I tried to film in a store. So awkward, especially when there's a lot of people around, so I didn't really film. But this is the book I got. Very relevant. Gonna read it, see what it's about. Happy Sunday! We made it past Valentine's Day. Yay. I just stopped by a farmer's market, and of course, what I do, I get discounted flowers after Valentine's Day. I got some tulips that are kind of hiding and jasmines that are already smelling amazing. I'm heading out to the city, San Francisco, with a friend, and there's this perfume place that we like, and so I want to see if I can find some cute new perfumes. I like to buy the samples. That's my budget. I'm all about the samples. And then we're just gonna go out to brunch afterwards and have a nice rainy day in the city. All right.
Cowboy grass is what I gave you, what you smelled and liked. I feel like what's her name liked that one when we were here.
What's her name?
Tiana.
Oh.
Because she wanted a vanilla Santali smell.
Alright. I'll leave that to you again. Yo, look. See that? I didn't know what that was. It's actually a snail. So I'm gonna bring my flowers outside so the snail can be in the rain. Wuthering Heights today. Ugh. Ignore that I still have my stocking stuffer still up. I completely forgot about that. Wuthering Heights just came out in theaters, and I do want to read the book before I watch the movie. I kind of asked around to my friends if this is a book I should read because I feel like I'm not going to like it. And most of my friends, I should read this, especially as a classical literature book, but they said I probably won't like it. So I don't know. I don't know. And I think it may just be because of the writing style. But I want to dive into this book today. I'm a little nervous because the words are pretty small. I think this will definitely round out this Valentine's weekend. But yeah, so I got back home today from San Francisco, had a lovely day in the city with a friend, and we just went to a perfume shop, and I only actually found 2 scents. Let me show you those. Most of the perfumes that I wanted to take a look at were actually out of stock. There was one from House of Brandt that was available, Genesis. Okay, yeah, so House of Brandt, Genesis. So it has saffron, rose, tobacco, and sandalwood, and a few other different notes. But I love the warmness of sandalwood. Rose, I feel like, is something that I'm coming into liking more of. And I think the saffron is a nice complement to that. So what they describe it as black silk, red petals the moments before. Sweet spiced. Yeah, so this was one I got. I was kind of hoping they would have a discovery set of this brand, but they did not. I also like the one that they had that was Santal, and I mean, like everyone loves a good Santal. My friend got the sample of Evervale, which has like more of a green kind of woody smell to it. I thought it was really lovely. They say it's a haze of alpine mist. Nice. That kind of describes it very nicely. Here's the thing. I really like discovery sets. One, because I'm learning about scent stacking. So I'm really trying to find a nice combination. So what I've been scent stacking at the moment is Fig Infusion by Essential Perfumes. And I was trying to actually buy the bottle of that and they were out of that. So I like that Fig Infusion. Has that green summery scent that I love. And I've been pairing that with, Commodity. I've been pairing it with Commodity's Gold. And Gold has a warm vanilla scent to it. So I don't know, it just pairs really nicely together. So I also got another one. Let me pull this out. It is Zernell Gillie House. Okay. I'm destroying the name. I'm sorry. Come on. There we go. Oh, there we go. Okay. So, yes. Every perfume is actually inspired by music, and they do a nice job of like providing a story to every scent. Some of the fragrances are house, hip hop, blues, jazz, R&B. I love it. I love it all. So I got house, and let's see what it says. It's the signature unisex extract de perfume, and it's a rich, sexy, and irresistible, inspired by the spirit of Chicago. House music from the mid to late 1980s. So this has an oud, a Hawaiian smell, a sandalwood, some musks, and tonka beans. Okay, I love it. I thought it actually had fig in it. It does not, but it's definitely giving lush fruit. Maybe the pairing with suede it's that thing that's pulling me closer to fig. Anywho, I like to get the samples. Besides stacking them, I also feel I don't wear perfumes as often, but I'm starting to wear them more. And my luxury now for myself, and even kind of just a self-care thing for myself. Right after I take a shower, before I go to bed, I actually spray a nice light perfume. Feels like a nice gesture to myself. I'm starting with samples because what I just find is it takes me a really long time to go through a full perfume bottle. My mood changes just like books. So I am finding certain ones that I love. Like it was actually kind of funny because my friend was like, you keep on making a weird face every time you smell perfume. But the ones I do find that I like, I really, really like. And so I'm just going to lean more into finding the right one with samples until I found the right one. I think Fig Infusion from Essential Perfume is one. I also really want to get a sample of BDK, but they didn't have that there. Okay, I will. You want to smell? Okay. I'll spray some. No, I'm not going to spray. Whatever. Okay, I put on Genesis and it feels really lovely. This feels like something I would wear on a date, actually. It feels like grown, confident, sultry. Yeah, it's giving like very classy vibes and very elegant, rich. Yeah. Ooh, this is strong. I like it. This is house. It's green. It's really strong. I do kind of see how this feels like a house. Like this feels like you're at like a party, or maybe this is even the DJ smell. Um, like I'm getting, I don't know why it feels like it is vintage. It is giving like 80s, 70s vibe. I'm getting some warm, fruity notes right at the bottom, but overall, it's kind of green, feels a little woody, and I almost get like a vinyl record in a way. So I could see why they named this house. It's really lovely, but it's kind of overpowering me just a little bit. I think I would pair this with something a bit more warming and like something with vanilla or something like that. I would pair that, stack that right next to it to smooth it out a bit. All right, I'm gonna continue reading Wuthering Heights and have a nice cozy Sunday. I'll see ya soon. I'm already bored. I'm in my pottery corner. I have not been in this cozy corner since September, October, and I've mainly been in the studio, but I haven't actually made anything for myself. And I don't know what this feeling is, this anxiety of just starting back here on my own personal wheel. I know a piece of it is I like to stay clean, and I don't like the whole process of deep cleaning pottery in my own home. And I don't have like a sink with a contraption that collects and filters out all the clay. I don't have all of those fancy gadgets. I just do everything from, you can actually see it's kind of a mess, but this is what I'm talking about. This is the bucket where I clean up all my stuff after everything. So I leave that clean until I'm almost done. This water is used during the throwing process. So what I'm thinking about doing is actually getting on the wheel, but as you can see, I also have my computer. I want to try a live stream, and I'm scared. I've never done this before. I want to try something new. I also, in building my freelance in my marketing and design experience for companies, that is one thing I've never done before. I've never led a live webinar that was a live stream. I've been on live conversations, but I've never facilitated myself. So what better way to try and test this out on my own channel. So regardless if no one comes to my live stream or not, I feel like this will be useful for me, and it will be a nice learning experience, and it would help me keep myself accountable by actually throwing on the wheel. Y'all are watching me, keeping myself accountable to make something. And then I'll just come back on afterwards and touch base with y'all. I did it! I went live, I conquered my fears, and I made a few pieces. This feels really good. Thanks y'all. I honestly didn't think anyone was gonna jump on the call, so it was just nice to talk to someone, just to actually understand like who's behind like the followers, who am I actually speaking to, and it doesn't feel like you're in this void. This is kind of nice, and I think maybe I might do these often, because that would be cool if it's like we can have a creative night and we're just working on something, whether you're hand building or throwing on the wheel or glazing. We can just hang out. It does look like a hot mess. I think I might make one or two more pieces, but I want to show you all the 3 things I made during the call. I usually start out small with my first piece, because usually the first piece is the one I mess up with, but I like it. It's cute. I tried out a new clay before. It's called the Gray Stuff, and it's gray. It's definitely gray. It's giving dragon fruit without all the black grog, and it's really soft. If anything, I recognize that I have to use less water. Okay, and I know you're like, wait, what happened here? I want to make more fun, weird shapes. This was supposed to be a bowl, and then I ended up denting it on purpose. I'm gonna make this into a pine needle basket. So this is gonna look really cool. And if you can see up there, there's the other one. I use a new sculpting tool that's for wine tumblers. Okay, so that's all I'm gonna do for right now. I'm going to rest a little bit. I'm actually going to read. Don't get upset with me. I started a new book, Wuthering Heights. I did start that one too. I feel like I chose to read that book because it's what everyone's talking about, what everyone's reading, what everyone's watching. I still plan on watching the movie. I got the book on Libby, which is helpful, so maybe that will help me move through it faster. But I don't like this idea of, and that's not usually me, of following something that's goes with the hype. But even just with reading the first chapter, I could tell that I could tell this book wasn't my style of, and I knew that going in. I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read it slowly, but I moved on. And my friend also mentioned that like since it is Black History Month, they acknowledge that I have some really good books by some really profound authors just sitting on my bookshelf that haven't been read. And I recently bought Erasure from Percival Everett. I'm gonna go back to the fact that this is Black History Month, and I picked up Black and Blue. I picked that up yesterday, and I'm gonna come back to that, finish the night, unwind. But anywho, let's get to reading. Hi, y'all. It is the end of Valentine's week, and I kind of just wanted to wrap up this video. Oh, y'all are kind of tilted. Sorry. Oh, it's okay. It's okay, right? We're good. I wanted to just recap how the week went, check in with you guys. How's everyone doing? How are you feeling right now? I feel like, life is tough, and this channel is supposed to be, at least for me, it's a journal. It's a diary of how I'm experiencing life at the moment, and it's something for me to come back to. And I hope that even for y'all can find this place as a place of rest, restoration. And I hope that even like through the art and like the books that I'm reading, that it's also too empowering. So I'm hoping to be uplifting at the same time, even though some of the topics I talk about are really heavy. But with that said, I want to recap and end with the book that I'm reading right now, because yes, I did kind of put Wuthering Heights to the side. And so I've had this book for a really long time. I'm finally picking up Black and Blues, and it's actually a signed copy. And I didn't realize that it has the note from the staff recommendations of what they thought about the book. And before I even get there, I just kind of wanted to say that I feel like as starting to read this book, this feels like something that should be required reading. The author's not just retelling stories about the color blue. She's telling stories about Black culture in the color blue. And that even extend beyond our national origin. So for example, I just read about folk tales of the origins of indigo. And then there's stories about Black blues music. I ended up actually skipping ahead at one point because I saw that there was a section on blue pottery. And so yes, it's, of course, I love anything pottery. I wanted to just dive into that. It kind of starts out with this folk tale, where a sun god offers a clay pot to an individual, and this clay pot is filled with wisdom. The person becomes greedy and they want to hide the pot for themselves, and within their frustrations, they try to hide it in a tree, can't end up doing it and climbing up the tree, and they get frustrated and smashing it on the ground, and the wisdom just gets scattered all over the world. So it starts with this beautiful folk tale, and then it dives into abolitionists and even Black ceramicists and their stories of the different designs of screen printing and different types of blues that were the different stories actually made on pottery. I thought this was really beautiful because now it's like making me think like I really want to know more about the history of different types of pottery, and I don't think I know much about that. It's funny how we just like slap on one solid color and call it a day. And I think that is very beautiful. That's my style. I feel like I have a very minimalist style, but I would love to learn more about the culture. So I think what the author does really well with this story and a few of the others, it's a story that has maybe been hidden. And it's a story that she finds, she recovers, and she's bringing it back for us to remember. And so this is like a full circle back with the Black supremacist who is trying to find liberation and how we're coming back here to find and recover and be free with these stories. It's so beautiful. I feel like this should be required reading. But yeah, I'm curious, have you read this book? And or maybe what are the stories you know about the color blue or the color of your culture and how it has maybe been hidden and how you are finding ways to recover that story? I think about this also within this past week of remembering some maybe not so great things about my past and maybe even breakups since it's Valentine's Day. And I think about the things that allow me to feel free now. I think we can do that within ourselves with our art that we create. Looking back at last year and Valentine's, that was the time that I went through a breakup. What I did for myself, I really leaned into the hearts. I leaned into the pink. I leaned into writing love letters to myself on my art and on my pottery, and even just exploring new things like oil painting to find ways that I could feel loved. And now I even see liberation because the oil painting that I ended with, it was supposed to be a reflection of me feeling rested and restored and a field of grass and looking up at the clouds. And I think that's really beautiful. I feel like we should have art, we should have things that we keep and that we can look back on as this is how I'm free. And with that, I hope you had a very beautiful Valentine's week, whether you're with someone or not. I'm here for ya, here to talk. Let's check in. And so let's start this next week even with reflections on our history and how we are trying to become free within our art. All right? Can we do that? Okay. I'm going to let y'all go. Peace.